this is how you can turn virtually any melody into trance arpeggio with BlueARP real-time using this new feature called pass-through plus mute ARP. Now let me explain how it works. First of all, the synth I have here, it's Nodal Red 2X, Nodal Red emulation, and quite a nice one. I have hypersaw type of sound here, or supersaw if we call them the Roland way, and this is the classic type of sound for these spacey trance kind of arpeggios. Then BlueARP. We have input range filter here. It defines our keyboard split, and F#4 is my split key. So F, I have arpeggiation, F#4 arpeggiation, G pass through, and to the right it's pass through. And it's this setting called out of range keys, which is truncate by default. And when it's truncate, when I press anything to the right, nothing happens. And so truncate, it's by default. When we set it to pass through, it will pass through unquantized. And when we have this pass through mute ARP, this new setting, our right hand keys will be quantized to our grid defined by the sync setting. And once this right hand key arrives, our ARP will be temporarily muted. Let me show how it works. So arpeggiation defined by the left hand key, pressing right hand key, so the ARP is muted. And once I release it, even for a short while, ARP immediately continues. So I can play these short 16th notes, and this is the best way to play it. I kind of have real-time arpeggio when I'm defining the melody which goes over the top in real time. And I can also play chords on the right hand. And the right hand is quantized as well because it gives the best sonic results. A bit tricky thing here is that right hand is quantized by our sync setting, while the left hand is quantized by input quantize setting. So input quantize is quarter notes, and this is the way my left hand key is quantized. And to show it better, let me switch to restart on key, and it means that on each quantized input, my sequence will also restart. And the right hand, if I press it, I can introduce the notes according to our grid of our sequence, which is 16th notes. So yeah, this way. So I can bring in 16th notes on my right hand whenever I want, but the left hand arpeggio part is still quantized by the quarter notes defined here. And this restart on key, it defines the behavior of both left and right hand. Left hand part will restart on each new key, but with respect to the input quantize setting quarter notes. But right hand also will restart it, but with respect to input quantize, so it's a bit tricky. So now you see I'm playing the right hand, and it keeps restarting. Once I release the right hand, it goes the full cycle, 16 steps. And once I switch restart on to beat 0, it will be hardwired to my host song position. So no matter how I change left and right hand keys, it keeps looping the full sequence, all the 16 steps. You can still use this previous setting pass-through. This way it will keep the ARP going regardless the keys you press on the right, and your right hand input will not be quantized. I cannot play strictly at the 16th notes grid, so I prefer this new setting pass-through plus mute ARP, which generates this nice quantized regardless of how accurate I'm playing. So now just pressing arbitrarily, kind of the chimpanzee way. And we can put our synth to a monophonic mode, and then I will have only one key sounding at any moment. Again, pressing the keys the chimpanzee way, and you hear my output is still quantized. Yeah, let's bring back to polyphonic. Another things to mention here is that we have this input range wrap setting, which defines an octave range, and it kind of wraps our input key into that range. So the way it works, I'm pressing, for example, A, B, C, my bass goes and goes up, and when I switch to D, go up to D, my bass drops almost one octave because it doesn't fit into this range anymore. It's D4 and range ends by C4, so it gets transposed down to D3, as you see here in the post filter. Yeah, just the way to make bass sound nice, to fit it within the range where it sounds nice, not too low or not too high to your taste. And this is how you play trance melodies with BlueARP real time. Thanks for watching, have fun with BlueARP, and see you next time.